What's going on YouTube? Greg here. We are back with another video. It's a Friday, of course. It is raining again, just my luck. But we do have something very exciting coming today. It is actually being delivered in the next few minutes. They're running a little bit late and the delivery driver actually lost contact with him. He hasn't said much ever since he said he was preparing to be here by 10 to 10:15. It's already past that, but I'm just gonna get prepared and wait for him anyway outside. All right, so we're waiting here in the Raptor for the delivery truck driver to show up. I'm guessing he's running late. I haven't heard from him. He texted me over an hour ago saying he was going to be here between 10 to 10:15. It's now 10:22. Have not heard a word from him. So first impressions with Carvana. This is where I bought the car from. This is the last place I expected to find this car, but I did a simple like Google search and boom, it popped up. This car. I went through with the purchase process and it was going very smoothly. And then once I finished the purchase, you know, put in all my details, the payoff balance, my insurance documents, then they started giving me a hassle on the trade-in on this truck. And it was crazy. Like, I almost lost the reservation on my car because they had to keep doing manual appraisals on this truck, even though the appraisal was good for like 10 to 14 days from that time period. And they had to do a manual appraisal, which takes 24 to like 48 business hours. They did that 3 times in the matter of like 4 days. So it was just nuts. I was getting very frustrated. I was talking to a bunch of client advisors with Carvana, and we finally got it squared away. I was able to find one helpful person who would work into the case off the phone and get back to me through email. So we were able to figure that out. She got me in touch with someone else that she works with, who is also very attentive and got everything figured out. And in my rearview mirror, I actually see the car being delivered. So here it is. Oh my God. I am really excited. So let's put some money in the meter and check this out.
Transferring the whole vehicles.
All right.
That's it, man.
Cool. So we're just doing a quick walk around video, make sure everything looks straight. So first thing I noticed that the front tires don't even match the tires that came with the car. So these are neck ends, and they're supposed to have Michelin Cup 2s like the back. So you get to unload it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, we can unload it.
Oh, cool. That's my truck real quick.
Yeah, so the front tires, these are neck ends. They're not even Michelin Cup 2s. So that's disappointing. And there's some scratches, hairline scratches along the rocker panel. They did not annotate that on Carvana. So we're gonna get the car unloaded now. We're gonna unload it. You do get like 7 days to test it out. You get to drive 400 miles. If you drive more than 400 miles, they charge you a certain dollar amount per mile. But if you don't like the car, you can always send it back within 7 days. So let's hope the front lip doesn't scratch, because it's kind of like going down and then back up. gonna cause a lot of damage because you got a long way to go. Dude, what is this guy doing?
So a long way to go, like a couple feet still?
You got like, the front bumper is probably like 5 feet away from the ground, and it's already scraping a lot. Taking a limited edition Type R, and they're gonna make it scrape when there's reason not to. It's terrible. Hopefully the truck doesn't come off the ground. This is gonna be really, really funny. Let's see how the front bumper does. Oh boy. Looks like we're in the clear. Looks like it's pretty stock.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do an intake and downpipe and all that jazz to it right before, but...
Or they did and put it back.
Oh yeah, or that too.
But it doesn't look like anything has been touched.
No.
So I noticed the steering wheel is pretty beat.
Yeah, I tried my hardest to clean that suede, but it looks like the last whoever owned it before didn't take the best care of it. And that also was something I was trying to adjust, but I don't know if there's a space that I need to go in to get it to lock in place straight.
Damn, I feel like the steering wheel is not the one that belongs with the car from how used it looks. Because the car only has what, like 4,600 miles?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Either maybe between like I said, the last owner, or between transport, truck drivers, and dirty gloves and stuff, maybe. But
yeah,
try my best. I didn't want to scrub at it too hard because I messed up the Alcantara in my car trying to scrub it too rough. So yeah.
Interesting. So first impressions with this car, it is a little sketchy. I'm not sure why. Like, the shift knob is like this. The steering wheel looks like it's 30 years old. Look how gross it is. This is definitely not right. But we get 7-day test drive, so let's see. Remember driving another Type R. It's been a while, so I can't even compare this to anything else. I was really blown away by how dirty this steering wheel is. I feel like they sold the original one and then put on a really beat one, or the miles have been rolled back. I don't know. This car is a little sketch. Even the oil is pretty dirty. Yeah, I mean, the engine bay looks stock, but I just noticed there's a deep scratch here. I can definitely notice that it has like the artificial intake noise in R mode. Alright, this is a fun car, I'm not gonna lie. It's this car drives nice. Why is it so beat? I don't know. I got a chance to really put about 20 miles on it, and I gotta say, this is a really, really fun car to drive. I don't knock it at all. The intake noise is artificial when you're in the R plus mode, but it sounds pretty good. And my favorite thing about this car so far is how good the steering feels. It's really tight. It's got a lot of resistance to it, which I like. I don't really like the loose steering wheel, but when I'm taking turns and hitting the curves, it feels really good. It feels very planted. And even with, like, you know, the Nexen tires in the front, it doesn't spin too hard, and takes turns decently well. Obviously, this is a big issue. We can't have $160 tires on the front of a LE CTR. The back still has the Cup 2s, so we could always put these in the front, but for the money that I paid and for a 4,500 mile LE CTR, I'm not going to compromise. So it's going to be a big red flag to be missing $1,000 worth of tires that the car should have from the factory. And being a one owner 4,700 mile car, I would expect this car to be in pretty much mint condition, and it's not. So to point out a few things, cosmetically, the car is a 9 out of 10. I give it a 9 because, unfortunately, it does have some scratches. All along here, it's kind of dirty right now, but you can see that there's some scratches all along the side of the door here, and it's probably from people getting in and out of the car with their shoes, marking it up. I'm not 100% sure if it could be polished out or not, but that's one thing. Right here on the rear corner, there is a pretty deep scratch. It is, you could feel it with your fingernail, so that's definitely through the clear coat, and probably will not be able to be polished away. The rear looks okay. This is the one that I'm most excited about. All along the passenger door, there's a deep scratch that goes from here to here and a little bit here. This you could definitely feel with your fingernail. That is through the clear coat. So I'm not sure how that's going to be repainted. Another thing here, there's a rock chip. So none of these scratches were listed on the advertisement when buying it on Carvana. Because usually if you ever bought a car in Carvana, they'll have like a little hazard sign on the hood. It'll say scratch here, rock chip here. There was literally none of that on the listing. So I was expecting, you know, a perfectly mint car that had no issues. The carbon fiber with the red is pretty cool on the mirror caps. That's nice. The roof is not carbon fiber, it's just gloss black. Same with the hood scoop. And same with the spoiler, also gloss black. That's gloss black. And this deck lid is also gloss black. The fake carbon fiber diffuser and side skirts, not a huge fan of it, but I guess it holds up better to rocks and damage and things like that. You have it on the front lip too. It is a really nice looking car. It's just a shame that the original owner didn't take any care of this car. It's interesting because I feel like this car has seen the track, but then again, besides the tires and the brakes, it doesn't seem like it was tracked, because usually a track car, you know, unless it's cleaned very well, you get like tire shredded pieces up in the wheel well. Usually you get some rock chips up in the front from other cars passing you, but this car doesn't really have any damage on the front. It's actually probably one of the better panels of the whole entire car. So the things that point out to me are obviously the rotors. There's a lip on it. The pads are in the front, I would say around 40-50% of new. And then the rears, the lip is actually a little bit deeper on the rotor, and the pads are probably at 25% or less. But the tires seem pretty good. When we go into the car, this is what I was pissed about. So when I first got in, I was like, the steering wheel is absolutely filthy. Like, I could not imagine having an LE CTR being 8 months old with this kind of miles that the interior would look like this already. So look at the buttons, they're all grimy. The red is all dirty here. The top of the steering wheel looks super worn out. There's even a lot of scratches here on this black centerpiece. Right side is also black, dirty. I don't know if this is gonna be able to come out. We shall see. I bought some interior cleaner. We're gonna try to lightly scrub that. The light stock is really gross. There's like a film of grease and grime on it. Like I had to scrape it off with my fingernail. So maybe we'll try some bug and tar remover or something to get that layer off. And then the seats, we're looking at the seats. They're pretty worn out. Like there's a lot of creases here for being only 8 months old. So along here, there's some dirt. All here, there's dirt. So, and then the armrest here looks like really gross. He put his nasty elbows here. But besides that, the interior is in decent shape. The shift knob, I don't know why the shift knob is like this. Try to block out the light, but look, it's not even straight. So I gotta play around with the lock nut on this, if there even is one. But I'm thinking he probably had a different shift knob on here, because there's no reason why this should be off-centered. The passenger seat has very little wear on it for how many scratches there are on the side rocker panel. The back seat is fine. Of course, gotta keep unlocking this car. When you walk away from this car and you shut the doors, the car locks by itself if you walk away for like 5 seconds, which is annoying. I'm sure I can shut that off. But in the back, I got my doggy protector because I do drive my dog around. I don't want it to get fur all over the fabric. But the back seat looks fine. I have no complaints here. And also the backrest of the seats, there's no scratches or any damage. So that is also a good sign. So I've been talking to Carvana, and I did point out all these issues with my delivery driver. All the scratches, all the issues with the interior. I told him that this was a very bad experience being my first time purchasing with Carvana. And especially when you buy a car like this, a 1 of 600 limited edition that's barely a year old, it shouldn't just be this bad. Like, I can't stress it enough. I am very upset with this. Like, it ruined my day basically. I was so excited to get this car. I've been keeping it a surprise from my friends. I only told a couple people about it, but I was like embarrassed to take this car because I was very undecided on whether or not I should just reject the car, have them put it back on the truck after the test drive. But I invested like so much time into doing this. Like, it's been in the works for a couple weeks now, dealing with insurance and Carvana. So took time out of my day to get the car delivered. So I was like, I get 7 days to drive it, 400 miles. I might as well. If I don't like the car, I just tell them I don't want it, and they come and pick it back up. They give me all my money back, and they cancel the registration and all that stuff. So, and I get to experience a new car that I've never owned before, and being a LE Phoenix Yellow as my first Civic Type R, it's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this car yet. I think, because I even bought Vogue wheels, RAAA tires, and lowering springs for this car already. I was gonna plan to make, a series of videos of modifying it, driving it, tracking it, and doing things like that. But this kind of ruined my whole experience with this car. So, I'm gonna be on the lookout for another Civic Type R LE, and if not an LE, I'll have to settle for something that's not a limited edition, maybe a boosted blue or championship white, because those are my two second favorite colors on these cars. But I'll save some money. The LE is like a $8,000-9,000 markup compared to the non-LE editions, and these cars hold their value, and they're awesome daily drivers and very trackable. stock as is. So we'll see. I got 6 more days to mull this over and make a final decision on whether or not I'm going to keep it. I'm closing out the video here. I'm going to continue enjoying to drive my tarnished Civic Type R LE with my nasty interior, but we're going to go ahead and try to clean this up as best as possible, and maybe I'll change my mind. Catch you guys in the next one.